everybody. It's the Coach Matthew Mitchell Show. I'm your host, Coach Matthew Mitchell. And we, as always, are excited that you've decided to spend a part of your week with us, learning about the winning tools, honesty, hard work, and discipline, learning about preparation, how it can powerfully position you to win. We want you to make sure you get your copy of our USA Today best-selling book, Ready to Win: How Great Leaders Succeed Through Preparation. It is available anywhere you buy your books online. You can get a copy of Ready to Win. And I am using Ready to Win right now. I'm getting ready to win as the new head basketball coach for the women's program at the University of Houston. Had my formal introduction to the fans and to the media this past week. And you can check that out. That is on YouTube, and that's at uhcougars.com. You can see what we're talking about. And I used so much of my preparation that I wrote about in the book. I'm using it daily, and you can see how it is unfolding in real time as we navigate this exciting new challenge. And so last 4 years, we have been building this company, and we have been adding value in the corporate world in very competitive environments. And it's going to be so much fun now to bring this back into the world of basketball. But it is, I think, going to create so much value for you as we continue to march through life together with principle-based thinking and using the winning tools, and certainly being informed, our journey being informed through tremendous preparation. And so I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the young people that are going to be in our basketball program. I'm excited about all the fans at the University of Houston. What a dynamic place. What an amazing university, amazing community that supports the university. And then the city of Houston, incredible, fourth largest city in the United States, just a hub of culture, of technology. NASA is located in Houston. The space program is headquartered there, a center of real finance. And so much opportunity in that city, and I feel very, very blessed with this opportunity. So we are going to be documenting it. And what I want to talk about this week is how your track record informs your future performance. And so what you are doing, what you have accomplished before, and what you are currently accomplishing can inform you and give you confidence for the future. And I want to talk to you about that today. A real-time example is this job that I have in front of me of being the head coach at Houston. It is a tremendous opportunity, but it also has some real challenges to it. The program is an interesting opportunity from a business standpoint or a competitive standpoint in the world of college basketball, because it is located in a very dynamic city, like I just mentioned, and it's dynamic as far as basketball goes because it has a real talent base. There's a lot of good young basketball players in the city of Houston, and it's been that way for many, many years. And so is related to the amount of talent that is in the city and surrounding the university, relating that to the performance of the program over the past several years, the program has underperformed. If you think about the opportunity you have to attract top-rate talent, it's right there in that city. And so there has been some underperformance. What I've been hired to do is to change that, is to solve the underperformance, to shift into a high-performance program that's achieving at a high level competitively. So we need to win a lot of games. We did not win a lot of games last season, and we need to turn that, and we need to start winning a lot of games. So we need some competitive excellence. We need academic excellence. They are performing academically at the University of Houston, and an incredible academic institution. And I'm very excited for our current players and future players at the quality of education they can get. And then also we want to perform as citizens of the University of Houston community and then the greater community in the city of Houston. So those areas, we want to perform at a high level. That's the job that's in front of me. Now, how can I enter that with confidence? And how can you enter any endeavor that requires high performance? How can you enter in with confidence? The reason that I am entering this big goal that we have, this big undertaking, we have high aspirations of where we want to go, and we are starting in a spot where it's a long way from where we're starting to where we want to go. So why am I entering this with confidence? Well, it is my track record. I can look and see what I have done before and what skills I have acquired and what I have learned and the wisdom that I have. And I can look at that track record, and now I can enter into this endeavor with tremendous confidence. There's no guarantees. I still have to use the winning tools. I have to be honest. I have to be hardworking. I have to be disciplined. But I can look back on the career that I've built and gain confidence from that. How do you look back on your track record, and what are the things that helps inform your future performance? There are three things that we have in our track record to look at. We have the successes, the challenges that we have overcome, and the lessons that we have learned from those challenges. All right, so let's go through that. The first thing that we want to examine on our track record is where have we had success that can predict our future success and give us confidence that we can replicate that and do it again. So when I look back on my track record as a college basketball coach, there's many successes. In 13 years as the coach of Kentucky, we had success in all three of those areas that I mentioned before. We had competitive success on the court, all-time winningest coach in program history, 303 victories, and that's more than had ever been accomplished at the university. And that competitive success was over a sustained period. We had sustained competitive success. Over the 13 seasons, we only had one season that we had a losing record. And the other times we were in the top four or tied for one of the top four positions. So we were there at the top of the conference. We won the SEC championship. We competed in the NCAA tournament, 17 victories in the NCAA tournament. We had so many players that were recognized as All-Americans, SEC Players of the Year, 6 Players of the Year. That's the top substitute that comes into the game, recognized by the conference. Freshman of the Year, multiple winners. And so multiple first-team all-conference players. Competitively, I can look back over that and I can be confident of all of those successes, give me confidence as I go and undertake this new challenge at Houston. Now, as I reflect back on that competitive success, what did we do and what did we learn? And that's what we will be able to rely on in our track record. And so the competitive piece is there. Academically, we want to succeed. So then let's talk about academic success and look back on that track record as I'm wanting to be our current players and our future players at Houston to be academically successful. Where is my track record there? One thing I learned at Kentucky from our athletic director, Mitch Barnhart, he said that we certainly want to be a thriving athletic program. He was directing athletics. Athletics were important. But we're also a part of the university community, and he wanted us to strive for scholarship. So he wanted us to be scholars and champions. He set a lofty goal of the entire department. If you got all 500 plus student athletes together and you average their GPA together, he wanted that to be above a 3.0. At the time, we were struggling as a women's basketball program with reaching that goal. It was a real challenge for me to learn how to build a support system and operate a support system in academics to get to that standard and meet that standard. we learned over time how to get that done. And so the last 8 years that I was at Kentucky, for 16 straight semesters, we had a GPA of 3.0 or higher. When the last semester of when I actually didn't know at the time it was going to be my last semester leading that program, but it was when the pandemic hit. And I was very concerned about how we were going to perform academically because we had to move all of our operations virtually. We had to move everything online. And we had such a great system in place where they would go in and they would go to the academic center and they would engage tutors, in person. And we had in-person check-ins and a lot of accountability. I was very concerned we were going to be able to perform online. Actually, our academic structure, our system that we had in place worked so well. We had the highest GPA of all time, even in those incredibly difficult circumstances. So as I look at the challenge before me to build a strong academic program with the University of Houston, I can look back at my track record academically and see that we know how to do that. We have the system in place and we've learned a lot. So we're going to be able to do that. And then community-wise, we were able to build a program based on honesty, hard work, and discipline where the players really embraced these principles and lived these principles. And we got community service hours in. We taught the players how to give back to the community, how to use their platform for good. And we just had so many successes in the community where the reputation of the program was very high. We were well thought of. They were prepared to go out and meet the community, serve in the community. They just did thousands and thousands over the years, thousands of hours of community service. And so we were able to build a program of great citizenship in that university community at the University of Kentucky. So we know what the components are to build that. So I can look back on that track record and go forward with confidence that we know how to do that. Our successes in those areas inform us and help us prepare a framework and use preparation to plot a plan and make a path forward for our success. And we gain confidence from our track record. What's the next part of our track record? That's the challenges that we faced. The challenges that we faced. So the one season that I mentioned that we went 15-17 and did not make the NCAA tournament and had a losing record, what did I learn from that season? And so it's very important to review your track record of where you had some losses. Those losses need to be recognized because it's going to lead us to the third part, that the lessons that we learned. So that when I examine that one losing season, I can go back and see where that started. It actually, the seeds of that season were sown 2 years before, 2 years prior. And going back and examining that, everything that happened, and I write about that. If you want some more detail, that's in Ready to Win in the book. Devote some time to that. And it was a difficult time in the program, but it is so important to review that part of the track record, not sweep that under the rug, and really examine it through the lens of honesty and do the work of extracting the value out of that loss or challenge, and then have the discipline to move forward and make sure that we get to the third part of your track record, and that's the lessons that you have learned. When you examine your successes with honesty and you gain confidence, you examine where you fell short and extract the value of that, and that becomes both of those. Those are the lessons that you've learned, what you need to do, what you need to change from where your comfort zone is, what you need to avoid, the pitfalls that you already have learned and you've gained wisdom on. And so those lessons now from the track record allow us to move into the future with confidence. I am doing this in real time. I am so excited for the opportunity that lies before us. And I want you to be excited about what do you have? What big opportunities in front of you? What big challenges in front of you that you need to go attack with confidence? Think about that. Think about where the opportunity in your world is, in your leadership, in your growth, in your professional life. Where are those opportunities? And go back and break down that track record, examine that track record, review the successes, review the challenges where you fell short, inform yourself with all the lessons learned, and you're going to be able to face your future with confidence because you have examined your track record. Know that if you will give some time and some effort to that you're going to face the future with tremendous confidence. And that's what we want you to do. You can find out everything about preparation, everything about the winning tools at CoachMatthewMitchell.com. We would love for you to engage us there and look at all of our leadership content and see where that can help you move your business forward, move your leadership forward, move your personal growth forward, because it's about building a life. A successful life is all about having the right tools. And that's honesty, hard work, discipline. That's the winning tools. We want you to build a winning life. And you can do that. You can find out how to do that at CoachMatthewMitchell.com. You can follow everything we're doing on the basketball side at uhcougars.com. That's our athletic department website. We have our own webpage there on women's basketball. And we have a lot of exciting things happening, and you can keep up with us there. We're on social everywhere at Coach Matthew Mitchell. And we are going to be moving and shaking all over the place. You're going to see a lot of activity. So follow us on the socials. What else we need to tell them? Go buy the book, Ready to Win. Ready to Win. How Great Leaders Succeed Through Preparation. You can find that online everywhere. Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, you name it. Go get your copy of the book and get ready to win. We're ready to win all the time. All the time we're ready to win. And we'll be back again to share more of the winning tools with you. And until then, I hope you have a great week. And we will see you right back here next time.